Hi guys, welcome to my channel Vinyl Beauty, or welcome back. I'm Debbie if you don't know me. Today's video I'm super excited for. I'm going to be doing a full face get ready with me, and it's going to be Christmas inspired, so we're going to be using all of the makeup that gets me into the holiday spirit in this one, and hopefully it will get you in the holiday spirit too. I'm filming this on Black Friday, but it's going to be going up on the 1st of December, so I've got my Christmas background up. I'm just so excited, so in the mood to do this, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I've got some older makeup, some new makeup, and actually it's mostly older to be fair, and I'm going to be doing a red and green look and a red lip, and I'm just super excited to do it. So if you want to see what I'm going to be using and the makeup look I'm going to create, and also a couple of surprises as well, then why don't we just hop straight into the video. Okay, I've scooched you in nice and close so that we can do the makeup together. But before we get started, just want to let you know this is going to be a collab with my friend Steph from Steph's Beauty Stash. I'm so excited to be collabing with Steph. It's the first time we've collabed together, and I'm sure you know who she is, but I'll pop up a picture for you. But Steph has a review channel. She reviews all the latest and greatest new releases in makeup, mainly focusing on eyeshadow and doing multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes. And she's just a ray of sunshine, honestly. And when she reached out to me, asking me if I would like to collab, I was like, are you sure about this? Because I've got a little hobby channel. She's going places with her channel. And she said, Debbie, it'll be fun. And I was like, you can't argue with that, can you? And that just sums up Steph to a T. She's just the sweetest, most kindest, lovely person. And yeah, I'm just so excited to be collabing with her. So we've got some other things going on in this video because I decided it would be fun to answer some Christmas questions as we went along. So we've got 10 Christmas questions to answer, so we can't waste another second. Let's just jump into the makeup. Okay, so for this one, I don't have a Christmassy foundation. I mean, who does? So we're going in with Giorgio Armani's Luminous Silk. It's what I always use. I've got a very small amount of this left. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to buy some more, but I've been buying a few things in the Black Friday sale. None of the things I actually need, to be honest. I've been buying eyeshadows and hydroliners and yeah, nothing that I actually need. Like I could do with new mascara and I could do with some foundation, but yeah, that's boring, isn't it? I didn't buy those. So whilst I'm applying this foundation and my concealer and whatnot, I'll just tell you a little bit about how I came to know Steph. So I've known her for probably 2 to 3 years. I can't exactly remember, but I found her, it's quite funny really. I found her for a review that she did of the House Labs, I think it was called the Stupid Love palette. A palette full of blue eyeshadows. Now if you know me at all, you'll know it's my least favourite colour of eyeshadow. Why I was looking for a review on it I don't know, but I feel that fate has a hand in things, and you find the people that you're meant to be drawn to in life by fate. And I commented on Steph's video and we just became friends after that, and she watches all of mine even though she's incredibly busy. Like, she works full time, she uploads to YouTube practically every day, but not just one look, like I say, multiple looks. I don't know how she finds time and how her poor eyes can stand it, to be honest, but yeah, she's an absolute diamond in this community. So thank you so much, Steph, for collabing. And if you're new to my channel, I suppose I ought to introduce myself. I'm Debbie, I'm 54, from the UK. My channel, as I say, is a hobby for me. I just love experimenting with eyeshadow looks and being a bit dramatic. That's kind of my style. Like, I love Halloween looks, deeper kind of looks, but I just want to show people that whatever your age, you can wear whatever you want. So that's what the purpose of my channel was, and just an outlet to do makeup and just to make some friends through YouTube, really. So whilst I'm doing my concealer, which is going to be the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate that I always use, I'm going to answer the first Christmassy question. So the first one is, share a memorable gift opening moment from your childhood. Well, we didn't have very much when I was growing up. I was born in 1968, so it was the 70s. It was quite hard times. It's very similar to how things are now, to be honest. But my mum and dad didn't have much money to buy me an awful lot of things. And I'd said to them that I really wanted a record player, but I didn't have any vinyl to play on it. Obviously vinyl was the way that you played music back in those days, and still is for me. But I'd said I'd wanted a record player, and I was told that Santa doesn't have money for things like that, and I don't know, my mum and dad used to save up the Green Shield stamps and Co-op stamps. Do you guys, if you're from the UK, remember that? Are you old enough to remember? But they were like little stamps that you got when you bought things, a bit like a loyalty scheme, and you could save them up into a book, and that's what mum and dad used to use to buy my presents, because I say we just had nothing really. But anyway, I'd asked for this record player, didn't think I was going to get it. And then I opened a present from my brother, got an older brother, and it was this. So it's not actually this one because I decluttered my vinyl years ago. But it's ABBA's Greatest Hits, and I was 8 years old. It came out in '76. My brother bought me that. And when I opened it, I was like, but I've got nothing to play it on. And then my dad came in with this box. I'm actually quite emotional to think about it, but it was, yeah, a record player. An old-fashioned record player, like, looked like a singer-sewing machine, if you know what I mean. Like, you just open the case of it. And I played that record to death. And then when I got divorced, I left my records behind, and I carried on, like, listening to music on CD like everybody else. But preparing for this video, I thought, I want that vinyl in my life again, so I've just rebought it. But yeah, that's where my passion for music started, with that ABBA album. And I collected lots of vinyl back in the day. As I say, decluttered it, but I've got a huge collection of CDs. I just love music in general, and I've really gotten back into my vinyl just recently, and hence the reason why my channel's called Vinyl Beauty, as a lot of you know. Okay, so for powder, we're just going in with the MAC Mineralised pressed powder. I've started to use the pressed powder a lot more just lately. It's just a bit more forgiving when you've got lines and wrinkles like I do. Doesn't settle into them quite so much. It's quite a nice finish as well, so looks quite pretty. Okay, so question number 2 then. You're walking down the street feeling great. What holiday song is playing in the background? Oh, this is hard, you know, because I love Christmas music. I mean, I love music in general, as I said. So, I don't know. I think Chris Rea's Driving Home for Christmas. Just putting a bit of illuminator on because I want a really bright illuminated look today. So yeah, Chris Rea's Driving Home for Christmas. I love that one. It just is quite nostalgic, and I just imagine everybody going home to see their families. But whilst I was putting up my Christmas decorations that you can see behind me that I just put up this morning, I had like a mix of Christmas songs just playing in the background. And Last Christmas came on, and that just made me smile. And then, oh, I love the Pogues' Fairy Tale of New York as well. Oh, I don't know. I just love Christmassy music. Like Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, you know, when the jingly bit starts to that makes me happy. Just Christmas music in general makes me really happy. So yeah. But I would say probably the Chris Rea one has been a favourite for years. Okay, the next question then, whilst I do my brows, is what kind of holiday shopper are you? Black Friday, Christmas Eve, or year-long hoarder? Oh, I do a bit of. I'm not a year-long hoarder because I don't start my Christmas shopping until I get paid in October, and I get paid on the 23rd, and I get paid monthly. So yeah, I start it in October and like to finish it kind of Black Friday. But then, and that's for everybody else, but I always leave my husband till last, and I always finish work like around about the 16th of December, and I have 2 weeks off at Christmas. I've always done it. It's kind of a quieter time at work, so it's a good time to take off. But I just like having that 2 weeks just to prep for Christmas and then chill and enjoy it, you know, and just like say goodbye to 1 year and have a proper rest. So yeah, so I tend to wait and get his when I can go shopping when he's not around, when I'm off in that week leading up to Christmas. So yeah, I do a bit of everything. I think Black Friday I don't tend to buy presents. The things I buy on Black Friday are normally for me. It's Black Friday today as I film this, and I've done a little bit of shopping. None of it has been Christmas presents, I'm ashamed to say. It's all been makeup purchases for me, and I have no regrets about it. I've hardly bought anything all year, and so I've bought not much, but a couple of things that you'll be seeing coming up in the next few videos, and I plan to try and do as many videos as I can leading up to Christmas. But as I say, I have that week off as well, so it's a really good time for me to film. Okay, number 4. If you could only have one type of Christmas candy this year, what would you choose? Oh, I think this is a very British answer, but it would have to be a Terry's chocolate orange. Now, I don't even know if you're from the States, if you know what this is, but it's very much a traditional thing to have in our house anyway at Christmas time. And it's orange flavoured chocolate, and they used to only do it in milk and plain, but now it's in white chocolate and popping candy and all sorts of flavours. But it's a holiday memory thing again, because just so many like joyous like memories of my dad. The tagline for this thing is tap it and unwrap it. So you tap this orange shaped chocolate and it's supposed to fall in segments, and my dad would tap it, open it, it'd be one solid lump, and he'd like literally throw it at the table and he'd get all upset, but it used to make me laugh, and in the end it became like a bit of a standing joke, and then he would laugh as well. So yeah, it's just those little memories, just stupid things, but yeah, it's not Christmas to me without at least a dark chocolate orange, but I normally try to buy most of the flavours because they're super cheap. They've never gone up. They're like £1 each, so, and they're just gorgeous. I'm going to prime with the Jumbo Pencil in Milk by NYX because it's my favourite base, particularly if I want things to really show up popping, which we want these reds and greens to do. So question number 5, would you rather have 3 feet of snow at Christmas or no snow at all? Don't have to think about this one. 3 feet of snow, 10 feet of snow would be even better. I love snow. It's that whole Christmassy vibe that we just don't get in the UK. Like, you watch Christmas movies and, you know, if they're set in the US, it's always beautiful snow everywhere and the lights glistening off the snow and just a bit of extra magic in the air. And it does snow in the UK, but not nearly as much as it used to. So I can't remember the last white Christmas we got where there was actually snow laid on the ground on Christmas Day. But just being like snowed in, having all of your Christmas snacks and having the fire on and watching Christmas movies, and then maybe going out for long walks in the morning before anybody's even stepped into the snow, so it's all just like frosty and crisp and just beautiful. Yeah, it'd be magical. So definitely 3 feet of snow. All right, for cheeks today, I'm going to go in with an older holiday release. This was by MAC. It was like their Star Dip collection or something along those lines, something with stars in it. But this is a face palette of like colours that are a little bit too dark for me, but I'm going to use this as the contour shade. Don't really do bronzer, so we're going to use this as contour really. And answer the next question. So if you had to be trapped in a Christmas movie, which one would it be? I thought this one was a fun question. I found these questions just like on a icebreakers kind of Christmassy questions page, if you want to find some Christmas questions for like a party or whatever, just to like get the conversation started. That's where I found them. But I thought this one was fun. So, if I was going to be trapped in a Christmas movie, it'd have to have snow, absolutely. And all of the kind of Christmassy things like hot chocolate and presents and Santa. So I'm going to choose the Santa Claus, you know, the one with Tim Allen in it where he becomes Santa, because I'd get to ride in the sleigh, so that would be exciting. And then I'd go to the North Pole and it would be snowy and I'd get to see the reindeer. I'd get to meet the elves and Judy could make me a hot chocolate. You can see how many times I've watched this movie and all the people. Bernard, the head elf, would show me all around how they make the toys. It's just a kid's dream and I'm just the biggest kid ever. So yeah, I think it would be that one. And then at the end, like the bit where they get the presents that they've always wanted. Like there was a present I wanted as a kid and it was a doll that kind of copied what you wrote. It was kind of like, it's called a Katie copycat. It's a bizarre thing. And it just, if you were writing something, it would copy what you'd written. It's hard to explain it, but I always wanted it. My dad said, unless we win the pools, which is like a football pools thing in the UK, you can't have one. And we never did, so I never got one. But in that movie, the stepdad, who I can't remember the name of, he wanted a whistle and he got that in the movie. I thought that was a magical scene in the movie when he started to really believe in Santa. And yeah, it's a magical movie. I've seen it hundreds of times and there's a series this year, isn't there, on Disney Plus, but I'm saving it for nearer Christmas because can't start watching Christmas stuff until December in my house. My husband doesn't let me and it kind of spoils it anyway. You want to keep it all festive for December. Right, talking of festive, I've got a very festive palette to use next for my blush. So this is the Pure X Dr. Seuss The Grinch palette. And I don't know what happened to Pure because They just disappeared, didn't they? I don't see anything about them anymore, but it's got a pop-up kind of in there. I've shown this on my channel a number of times at Christmas time, but it's just so festive. So it's got the heart shape in there. The eyeshadows aren't the greatest, don't use pressed glitters, but it's all about this blush, Heart of Who, so we're going to use that blush today. I wouldn't mind being trapped in the Grinch either. The Jim Carrey version of the Grinch, you know, not the cartoon one, but the live one. I love that movie so much. I'm going to use a red and gold brush, that's festive, right? And I haven't used this blush since last Christmas. I'm just hoping it's still alright, but oh yeah, it's fine. It's such a, like, looks like you've been out in the cold, kind of flush your cheeks kind of blush. It's so pretty, I think. So my next question then, name a Christmas song that will be on your party playlist. It's got to be It's Christmas. Oh, I'm a terrible singer. I'm not going to sing, don't worry, I'm not going to burst into song. But Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade. Oh, as soon as that comes on at a party, that gets everyone up, doesn't it? So that and Mariah Carey is All I Want for Christmas Is You, I suppose. But definitely it wouldn't be a Christmas party without Slade, I don't think. All right, we're looking very blushy, but I love a blushy moment. And we're going to do the whole blushy on the nose thing as well, because we've been out in the cold in all this snow in this video. Right, the next question before we get into the eyeshadow is, what's your least favourite item on your Christmas to-do list? Oh, write in the cards. I'm quite glad we're going digital, because I always leave it to the last minute. I never know who to send them to, who not to. And then you get ones from people that you didn't expect to get them from, you suddenly got to write them. Wrapping can go on a little bit as well, because I buy so many presents, so I don't have many people to buy for, but I always buy multiple presents. So I do enjoy that though, with a glass of sherry and some Christmas music. I can quite get into that, but yeah, writing the cards my least favourite. For highlight today, I wanted something really sparkly, and I think a loose highlighter always looks magical, so we're not going for subtle in this video, as you can see. So we're going with a Juvia's Place one. I've had this year's as well, but it's really good. It's called the Clio highlighter, Nubian by Juvia's Clio. Gold and iridescent and really pretty. The only trouble is, because it's loose, it's very hard to be subtle with it. I'm going to tap some off on the cap so that I don't get too much. Yeah, you can see it's a super blinding highlight. If you don't like really glittery highlights that you can see from space, this one is not for you, but I thought for a Christmassy festive video it's perfect, because it's so blinding and magical. Okay, question number 9 then. Name a holiday movie that you can watch over and over. Well, I'm a serial rewatcher of Christmas movies, and I start watching them beginning of December. I try to watch one every day, but I'd say there's one or two that I always watch. So we always watch The Grinch, the Jim Carrey one, because my husband can do all the voices of the Grinch, and before the bit comes up, he's already doing the voice. It just makes me smile. It's something we can watch together, because we don't watch much TV together. And we also love A Christmas Carol as well, again with Jim Carrey, the Disney one, but I'll watch any of them, like the George C. Scott one's great as well. Just love the magic of that story. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I love Jingle All the Way. So when Arnie's trying to get that present, that Turbo Man toy for his kid, it just makes me smile. I love kind of these movies where it's like slapstick and lots of things are kind of comedic one after the other, and yeah, it just makes me smile, but it's full of like the fuzzy sort of Christmas warm feels as well. So yeah, those are probably the ones I've watched the most. And there's just one more question, so we'll do that before I do the eyes, and then we can just concentrate on the eye look, because it's quite hard doing your makeup and answering questions at the same time. Why did I think that was a good idea? Okay, so number 10 then, finish this sentence, it wouldn't be Christmas without. Well, I think I'd have to say things like a Christmas tree and decorations and lights and a turkey, and definitely tinsel, because I love all the tinsel and sparkles, and Christmassy chocolate, so and mince pies, all of those sort of things. But really it wouldn't be Christmas without music and films as well. It's the whole vibe, isn't it? It's the thing that brings it together, and just spending time with your family. And yeah, it's not about what's under the tree, it's who's around it. I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's a cliche, but it's true. But it wouldn't be Christmas without people to share it with. So So yeah, I just love Christmas so much, and that was fun to do. So we're going to get on with the eyeshadow look, and I've pulled out a really festive palette that I don't remember if I've used on my channel before. If I have, I've only used it once. It's the Miss Claus The Lit List palette by BH Cosmetics. Came out a couple of years ago, or maybe last year, I can't remember actually. But we're going to be using the red and the green from here, and I'm thinking of doing a gold wing liner for this look. So, but yeah, we're going to combine red and green in this look, and it's going to be really pretty, I think. Okay, so what are we going to start with? I think I'm going to do a two-tone look for this one, and I was going to do two different eye looks a la Steph, who always does this because she's doing multiple eye looks. She'll always have a different colour, but I've got to go to the supermarket after this, so maybe not. So I'm going to combine red and green in the look. I think I'm going to do the green on the outer part and then red on the inner part. So we're going to go in with the Grinch, so this shade here. So what are you guys going to be doing for Christmas, and are you excited for it? For me this year it feels like a bit of a strange one, like I'm not sure if people are going to have the money to really do it as they usually do, so I really feel for people that can't do that. Like I say, it's not always about the gifts and the money, is it? But it definitely does help to have some money at this time of the year, because there's so many things like to really make it special that you perhaps want to get, and you know, to not be able to do that would be sad for people. So I do feel for people there. But for me, I've had a job getting into the festive spirit quite so much. I think working from home, I'm not seeing anybody, so I'm not having those conversations about Christmas and present buying and things. I've been a bit like getting as excited as I normally do. This is making me excited because doing something festive and just putting the decorations up behind me this morning, because we don't put our Christmas decorations up until normally about the second week in December. My husband thinks if you put them up too early, you're sort of sick of them before Christmas, and it ruins the whole vibe of it. It's not the same if they go up too early. So I know what he's saying, but when I see everybody else's going up, I'm like, oh, well, I've not got mine up, and I'd really like to start putting them up. But out on my walks in the mornings, I always go for a 6-mile walk in the morning before work, and people have started to put them up around here already, so I'm seeing other people's, which is nice. And we're going to light up our outside tree this year, which I'm super excited about because we've never done that. I'm going to just dip into another green just to blend this one out. It's a sugar pill one, I can't remember the colour, I think it's acid berry, something like that. I've had it for years, but we're going to use that. And I'm going to kind of wing the look out just slightly with that as well. So I might not do a wing liner. I'm going to incorporate a gold gel liner somewhere, but maybe not as a wing. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. I just wanted to create a bit more of a winged out shape. I've had these sugar pill shadows forever. They're still pretty good. I don't feel like anyone talks about sugar pill, and they've had nothing new come out for a long time, but I've always loved my Pro palette. I'm just going to flick that out a little bit, and then between the two of them I'm just going to dip into that green as well. I used to know the names of these off by heart. I will put them down in the description box if you are interested. I'm not even sure if they're colours that they make anymore though. It's not really about the makeup, it's about getting in the festive spirit, and you can use whatever you have to create looks. You don't need all the latest things really. So I'm going to go back into that Grinch shade and just bring that down onto the lower lash. Just stamping that on. So I've got this weekend off. This is the Black Friday weekend, and I'm going Christmas shopping with my bestie tomorrow, and that'll get me festive. We normally go out for lunch as well, so that'll be nice girly catch up. And then on Cyber Monday my husband's off, and we're going to go to Milton Keynes, our bigger shopping centre, and finish our Christmas shopping for everybody else there, for my mum and his dad and a couple of friends and things. So that should be fun. Just going to use that brush with no additional product that we were using earlier, just to blend underneath. But I'm liking how this is coming together actually. It's dramatic, as I say, but it's nice, I think. Right, now we're going to go in with red, so we're going to use Who, this one here. I'm going to pack that red all the way across my crease, a little bit higher than my natural crease. When we get to the green, that's when we're going to have trouble, because red and green don't really go, do they? But we're going to make it work one way or the other. Just not blend it together too much. I'm not too fussed if it muddies up a little bit. But this is a good red. It stays red. It's hard to get a good red, isn't it? That actually is a true red, I think. So yeah, so for Christmas itself, we always have we have in the past always had my mum come for Christmas, but she's not able to do stairs anymore, and we've got a 3-storey house, so she can't come and stay. So we're taking her out for dinner this year, and I'm super excited for that as well, just to do something different. Let someone else do the cooking. My husband normally does the cooking, so gives him some time off. Now I kind of want to blend in the edges, but I don't want to make this pink, so that's the trouble with red, isn't it? As soon as you start blending it, it will go pink, and it's looking nice and red, so kind of don't want to blend it too much. I actually don't think that looks too bad. So now I'm going to go in with NYX Glitter Primer, and we're going to just put a base for a bit of green sparkly goodness on the lid. Now I don't want to go too far with the NYX Glitter Primer, because I've got an idea what to do on the front of my lids, and it's going to be gel liner rather than eyeshadow. So I'm just taking the NYX Glitter Primer just slightly over the green shadow that's there. And then we're going to go in with Mistletoe. I love how full Christmas this palette is. It's beautiful. I think I like it more than the Naughty and Nice palette, whatever that one was called. I think I like it more than that. I think it's prettier colours. Oh, that's a pretty shimmer. That's beautiful. So just keeping that out on the outer part here. That's stunning, isn't it? Oh, this palette's so nice. I wonder what Steph will do, because whether she'll do 2 different eyes, I don't think so for this one, because she won't be trying out any new palettes or whatever. And I don't know what makeup she'll use, probably be newer things than me, but we have got quite a lot of makeup in common, so it'll be interesting to see. I can't wait to see what she does. Just tapping over that just in the corner just to help with it smushing into the matte there. I'm loving this so far. That green shadow is beautiful. So for the inner part of my lids, we're going to go in with a Melt Gel Liner. This is Estrella from the Amore Mariposas collection. And I'm going to use that as like a cream eyeshadow. Pretty much cut my crease with it as well. Cut crease kind of shape on the front here. That's working quite well, better than I expected actually. That's kind of brought it together, I think. That's really pretty, isn't it? Yeah, and then it's going to be a battle, I think, getting my husband to even get the decorations out of the loft this year, because we're going on holiday on Boxing Day to Lanzarote in the Canaries, so he's like, is it even worth putting the tree up? I'm like, of course it is. We can't not have a Christmas tree up for Christmas, because the best bit of Christmas for me is like the lead up to it anyway. So we need a tree up for that. But at least I've got my beauty room decks. I got those down at the loft yesterday. And I'm so excited to decorate today. I'm just trying to tap over where it meets the green. I want to put a bit of glitter on it as well. So I've got heavy metal glitter liner from Urban Decay in the shade Midnight Cowboy. Now I'm terrified of glitter, so it's not going to go too close to my eyes, but I'm just going to outline the front of this cut crease here. Just thought that would look pretty. Just when I'm flashing my eyes a little bit, like you'll see just a glint of that glitter. It is turning into quite an extra look to go to the supermarket in, to be fair, isn't it? Okay, for the front part of my lower lash line, I want to do some shimmer there. I think I'm going to go in with Naughty Girl, which is this one over here. This is a really nice pencil brush from Melt, really precise. As an inner corner highlight, we're going to go in with Bling Bling, which is this one up here. Just pop that just in that inner corner. Right, so that's the look so far. I'm going to hop off camera for mascara, something in my waterline and a lip, and I'll be back with you to show you the finished look and wrap up the video. Okay guys, so this is the finished look and I love how it turned out. It's so much fun. It's bold and dramatic, but it's festive and Christmassy as well. We've got all of the makeup to get you into the holiday spirit, you know, the red, the gold, the green, the glitter, and of course a red lip. So my lips today are Chrome Red from Anastasia. It was from one of their vaults of liquid lipsticks that used to come out at Christmas time. I really miss these. I used to always buy the vaults of these, but any festive red would have done, but it's one of my favourites. It really screams Christmas, I think, this one. So it's been so much fun to do this. If you hopped over from Steph's channel, just hi and welcome. I hope you might stick around and subscribe. I mean, as I say, my channel's just a hobby, but it might inspire you with some looks and things that you can create for yourself with a lot of products that you might already own, because I do a lot of throwback makeup looks on my channel, not all of the new as well. So I'd love to have you if you'd like to join the Final Beauty fam. And Steph, just thank you so much for collabing with me. Love you to pieces. Thank you so much for doing it, and can't wait to see the look that you create. But that's all I've got for you in this one, guys. So hope you're having a lovely run up to Christmas and a lovely day or night wherever you are. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.